All right, with that, our next speaker is Mr. Robert Jack, who is with BlueMist Vaping. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Robert Jack, and I'm speaking on behalf of my business, BlueMist Vaping. We are a small company from York, Pennsylvania, in business for just under 3 years and serving over 8,000 customers worldwide. In October of 2009, I switched from smoking to electronic cigarettes and felt for myself the difference in my personal health. I believe in the product and in the principle of harm reduction, so much so that just a few short months after making the switch, I decided to go into business in this fledgling industry. During the 3 years since I've launched the business, I've spoken to our customers and received many letters expressing gratitude for our products and how e-cigarettes have made a positive change in their lives and health. Many of them are lifelong smokers who've tried a variety of therapies and treatments to quit smoking. Unfortunately, the common NRT treatment plans and timetables often don't work and they relapse. These former smokers express gratitude for the substantial harm reduction offered in electronic cigarettes, ease of use, and the improvements they are experiencing in their quality of life. I'd like to read a few comments I've received back from them. Jen of Pennsylvania told me, "You helped me to quit." Gregory from New York, "I'm a throat cancer survivor, heavily addicted to nicotine, and I know if I run out, I'll be going to the store for a pack of you-know-what." Carrie of Missouri had this to say in her letter to us, "I want you to learn how important your products are to some people. I'm an Army veteran, as you've noticed by my signature line. What my signature line doesn't show is that I'm a disabled veteran. One of my disabilities is multiple sclerosis. This past Friday, I had an appointment at my VA hospital, a 4-hour drive, round trip. Of course, I vaped the entire trip and while I was in the hospital. MS has many ups and downs. My doctors only see me for a short period of time after I've been immobile from a 2-hour drive. I've tried on numerous occasions to tell them what has been happening with my gait when I tire, get too warm, walk too much, or stand too long. In June, during one of my bad walking episodes, I yelled for my daughter to get my cell phone and video what was happening. Friday, I learned, thanks to that video, that I'm also suffering from something called paroxysmal dyskinesia, secondary to the MS. I didn't fully understand what it meant, so the discussion on the ride home was about how they cast my leg for a brace. Once I got home, I started researching, and what I learned was rather frightening, as I realized that apparently the first actual indication was from the late 90s with my vocal cords. Now my legs and even my left arm were being affected. It's been one extremely difficult weekend with learning the implications of what is happening. Had I not had your product, there is no doubt in my mind that I would have used cigarettes. It kept me from smoking, even under the extreme stress that I've been feeling. I need to share with you that your product was able to keep me from smoking. It helped calm my nerves. I wanted you to know that behind the orders are not only people, but also lives that your product affects. I now know I don't have to light up a cigarette when major stress hits. I'm a stubborn old soldier, and though this little incident was a mental setback, I am now determined to fight the battle with this one also. I've now had time to come to grips with it all. Now find the humor in it, because that's my way of coping. I will do it all while vaping. These comments illustrate the importance of providing products that can make a positive impact in their everyday lives. I recognize that quality and safety are both major concerns, but I believe that our industry is up to the challenge. Several associations that include scientists, researchers, and public health experts have already been formed to meet these concerns. They've set up structures that can help to define reasonable standards and policies by which e-cigarette liquids are manufactured and sold. The standard policy pushing for complete abstinence from nicotine is limited. What the consumers tell us is they want options for lower risk products and to be able to make those choices for themselves. Reduced harm products allow the consumer that greater flexibility of choice. Thank you.
Thank you. So it seemed like a lot of the comments are related to folks who had essentially use the product to quit smoking. So I guess I'll ask the same question I'd asked the gentleman this morning about, shouldn't e-cigarettes have to do the same kind of studies that the NRT products have had to do in order to be able to be marketed for cessation?
I believe that we can actually show that e-cigarettes are a safe product to use. We know what is actually going into these products. There are no unknown substances. We know what nicotine is. We know what the carriers are. These are very, very similar to the ones already used in NRTs as they exist already. The only difference is that ours work.
So, and do you have studies that you could submit demonstrating the effectiveness?
I've got over 7,000 repeat customers. That's what tells me.
So I take it you're saying you don't think you should have to do the same types of studies that the NRT folks have done?
I'm sure that as time goes on, those studies are going to become very necessary, but I think that banning the product outright simply because the cottage industry can't afford to pay for those studies up front, it's got to be short-sighted.
And then sort of related to that, what are the types of data or studies that you think should be required for these products to be on the market?
Well, we can look at the long-term, after use of people who have used these products over a long period of time to see if they are experiencing any side effects. But we can also look at the product itself. We know what's going into it. We can track all that information. I know there are others here who may be able to better speak to that than I.
And then my last question was related to getting a modified risk product designation. What types of studies do you think the industry should do in order to get that type of designation?
I'm not sure I'm qualified to answer that.
All right, thank you very much.